And amongst the Argentinians, I wonder if there is more passion than with Boca Juniors. And I genuinely, it's one of the things I'm really excited about seeing Boca Juniors playing, a European side or otherwise, because Boca Juniors has the same mystique in a way than maybe more so like Barcelona than Real Madrid. I don't know, you might want to explain that. But, if even from this distance away, I know that I haven't really gotten into Boca Juniors yet because we don't see enough of them. This time around, do they have a chance of going all the way?
None whatsoever.
Thanks. Can I restart all that again?
No, because it is valid. Because there's two Argentine sides in this. The big ones, Boca and River. And the main thing they're getting out of this is enough money to ensure that they should be the dominant sides in Argentina, although the title just went to a tiny little club called Platense. No, Boca are in an awful mess. And they got knocked out in this year's Libertadores, our Champions League. They got knocked out in the qualifying rounds. They've since sacked a coach. I mean, the coach who's coming in, Miguel Angel Russo, this will be his first game. It's panic. His first game is against Benfica. He took them to the last time they won the Libertadores, which was in 2007. So they haven't been continental champions since 2007, and they're in a mess. And Argentine domestic football is suffering. And one of the things it's suffering from is that there's just more places that are now able and willing to buy their talent. So they lose talent now to Brazil. That didn't used to happen but they lose talent to Saudi Arabia, they lose talent to Major League Soccer. And it's difficult. It's become difficult for Argentina to compete in South America. So Boca have no chance. I mean, there will be, I'm sure, lots of passion. But I think really their aim here is to avoid humiliation. If they can go home without being humiliated, they've got no chance of winning. River Plate, River Plate better. The thing that fascinates me about River Plate is the coach. His second spell, Marcelo Gallardo. He had an epic spell between 14 and 22. Came back late last year, and it's not going particularly well. But what he does, I mean, he's got a lot of talent in attacking midfield, a lot of talent, and he likes to play very expansive football. Can they do that against a better quality of opposition? When in recent years, River were the last non-Brazilian club to win the Libertadores. That's 2018. It's a long time ago now. And every year since then, as soon as they come up against the Brazilian side, they get steamrolled. They can't defend against them. And if they can't defend against Brazilian sides, can they defend against some of the teams they're going to be up against now? So can they play an expansive style of play in this level of competition? So I'd be very, very surprised if they were to win. But of the Brazilian contingent, I think both Palmeiras and Flamengo are title candidates. I really do. Firstly, because it's an absolute priority for them. Real priority. And as Miguel said, the Libertadores started, our Champions League started because we wanted to have a champion to take on the European champions. So this is part of the essence of South American club football. To have a crack at the Europeans, to show that you're better than them. Now, it hasn't happened for a long, long time in the Intercontinental at the end of the year. And the last South American win was 2012. And ever since we've had the current format with all of the continents involved in that Intercontinental, when South America, I think, won 3 times, every time fighting from a trench. 1-0 wins where you hang on off your own crossbar like a team of bats, break out, score 1 counter-attack goal, and then try and waste as much time as possible until the final whistle is blown and claim a great and historic victory. This could be a little bit different because this is when it's being played, middle of the season. Now, the Europeans, if they go all out on this, they're going to pay a price next season. Did you see Thomas Tuchel? He said that Liverpool and Arsenal already start as favourites for next year's Premier League because Chelsea and City will pay a price for extending themselves during this. So what the attitude, and also it's going to be hot. It's going to be too hot for the Europeans to play full intensive pressing football. When Thiago Silva was talking about this the other day, he'll be representing Fluminense, but he was saying the kind of intensity of European club football, you can't do it in Brazil because the temperatures are just it's too hot to play with that level of intensity. The States, many of the places in the States will be even hotter in high summer. So the Europeans are going to be end of the season weary. The South Americans are going to be mid-season and full of gas. And they've established this as an absolute priority. And Palmeiras have spent money. The most expensive signing ever by a Brazilian club. Centre forward, still a great hope, went to Spain, to Barcelona, didn't come off, actually because Barcelona didn't want him. I never understand these things, that the Spanish giant buying players that they don't want. Why do they do it? Victor Roque, they loaned him out to Betis. Palmeiras have spent a fortune on him. They brought him back. Two reasons. They think he's still young, so get 2 years out of him and sell him off at a profit. But also, for now, the new wonder kid that is joining Chelsea, Estevan, but he's only joining Chelsea after the tournament. You know, that was a condition of the deal. We're keeping him for the Club World Cup. Flamengo got a very, very deep squad in a number of places. And Jorginho, the former Premier League, former Napoli midfielder, is just one of the missing parts of a jigsaw. Because if you've got these fast wingers that they've got, Jorginho to play that first pass forward, you know, that takes them up a level. And so, no, they're really, really... And for the South Americans, this tournament is a dream come true. Although, along with the reward, there's the potential risk. And the potential risk is this. In the South American mind, it's all about playing the Europeans. They tend to look down their noses, they're tradition snobs. They look down their noses at the other continents. So losing to a European, all right. Shut up, you can shut up for a start. Losing to a European, yeah, all right. They got more money. They're cheating financially. They got more money. They're taking South American players. They can cope with that. Losing to a team from Africa or Asia or North America, they cannot cope with that at all. And that's the risk. That is a risk. And in this Intercontinental, when the last time that Flamengo were in it, the end of 22, start of 23, they're in the Intercontinental and they're up against Real Madrid. They think it's going to be a Real Madrid final. So they sack their coach and they bring in Portuguese, Vitor Pereira, now coach of Wolves. They bring in Vitor Pereira. We're going to be playing the Europeans. We're going to be playing Real Madrid. We need a European coach. What happens? They lose to Al Hilal in the semi-final. And from that moment, you know that Vitor Pereira's out of a job. You know, he cannot survive that level of humiliation. And so he got sacked, and now he's found his way successfully to Wolves. So the games against, say, Flamengo against Esperance, that's a psychological nightmare, because losing that one in a competition that means so much is a real humiliation. So the potential rewards are fabulous. You know, beating the Europeans, going into the knockout stages, and certainly for Flamengo and Palmeiras, anything less than the quarterfinals is an absolute disaster. It's semi-finals and above for them. But losing to a side from outside Europe will be with the entire world, or a lot of the world, looking on. That will be a humiliation that will be hard to live down.